Yo, this is Yo808, and I hereby promise to never put out a trash quality video. Yo, 808 Nation! It's Yo808. Before I start this video or even start the intro that I had planned, I'm gonna say this now. This is the last time that I'll ever be late on uploading a video. Why? Because after having a 5-hour energy drink crash that literally just left me in a feverish and just terribly drowsy state, I decided to just not stick to the scheduled format that I have on my banner currently. Instead, I'll be doing a box method where every time I complete a step that you see on my banner right now, I'll add a check mark. You'll literally get a live representation of how much of the video that I have done. But don't even for a second think that your boy will be slacking. Expect another video around this time next week. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be uploading every video at 4 p.m. Central Time. If I don't meet 4 o'clock on one day, I'll just do it the next day. I want consistency. So I'm just gonna have to trash the schedule. But do expect a video within at least a week or slightly more than that. Never anything like a week and like 4 days, never. Anyway, let's get on with the video. I'm going to be starting a new series on this channel. It's where I take old stories, completely remake them, and then Thanos snap the trash video. I think it's gonna be pretty cool because one, my newer subscribers get to see my older videos without having to deal with cringy Yo808, and my OG subscribers, they can see my old stories but with the new me, the better animation style, the better transitions, the better audio quality, all that. And they can see older stories that they might have forgotten about, you know? I'm not gonna be doing these super often because then I'll just have a super repetitive channel with stories that y'all seen before. But I will be doing this because I want to clean up some of the videos that I have because a lot of them are really freaking bad. I promise I'm not going to touch the OG 808 videos, okay? I'm not going to touch those. I'm not going to touch them. But the ones in the middle, those they got to go, brother. They got to go. Enjoy. I was a really cringy kid growing up, man. And if I didn't make that fact blatantly obvious in my numerous videos about this one should definitely put that point across. It's rewind time. Let's go back to the 3rd grade. My dad had just hit me with the talk. And I know what talk you think I'm talking about, but that one wasn't this one. This is the talk that most, if not all, black parents have with their children. This talk went like, son, you're different, and people will treat you differently because of it. Your face, size, and gender will definitely intimidate some people in your life. And I know it's not fair and there isn't much you can do about it, but you just have to deal with it. Wow. The morale of this video just took a fat dive. Hey, quick, memes, go, now. Basically, he had to listen to cops and don't get turned into a hashtag conversation with me. A little prematurely, in my opinion, because the only things I've retained from this conversation were slavery and Africa. I'm telling you this now because, unfortunately, it will make sense later in the story. So shortly after having this conversation, my teacher tells us about an all around the world class banquet we have coming up, where kids bring food from a certain country. So, you know, we got kids bringing in Indian, Italian, Indian, Mexican, Indian, American, Indian. I like being on the toilet for 3 hours. I like curry. So I, being the only black kid in that class. But by the way, I forgot that this was a childhood story. So I freaking drew new Yo808, the one with the freaking chin pubes, and not the dreadhead young kid 808. I forgot. So the story took place in like 4th or 5th grade, but I'm drawing myself as a grown man. This is supposed to be new, man. Felt the need to represent, bro. Put some respect on the brothers and sisters, man. I was gonna bring my own African dish, and I had one intention, and that was to go all out. This food was going to be so black that any student within smelling range of this dish will instantly begin to Jamaican dance. Africa and Jamaica are two different places. So the time comes for us to share our numerous dishes with the class. The objective was to stand up, state your name, and where your food came from. So my turn comes. Hi, I'm Johannes, and I brought with me African food. Now this particular statement alerted the classroom. Yo, what? You have African food? What part of Africa are you from? How big was your dirt hut? How contagious is your Ebola? Do you have a zebra in there? Would you get mad at me if I said name? I was the only black kid in the class, and I was in a fairly white neighborhood. So, you know, naturally, not too many kids knew a lot about African culture and African food. Now, this shouldn't be a problem, you know, I was giving these kids some culture, but there was one variable that I did not take into account. I didn't know anything about African culture either. I just remember my dad saying, son, a long time ago, our people were taken from Africa and brought to America. Our people, our people, our people. Okay. Dude had me thinking I was a whole Wakandan, man. I was in the mirrors at home, holding my lips down, waiting for my Wakanda tattoo, thinking it was on some puberty stuff. I was like a kid waiting to stop marking 2 inches on a ruler, if you know what I'm saying. When in reality, I was born in Tennessee, home of country music, and raised in Charleston, South Carolina, land of alligators and racism. I was the epitome of not African, but here I was in a classroom doing the Wakanda salute, holding a tray of African food. So we're at the table holding the covers on our food, about to reveal what's inside of them. And we're all looking around, but all eyes were definitely on me, because people were genuinely curious to see what African delicacy I brought with me. Okay, class, lift your trays in 3, 2, 1. God dang it, Johannes. I had leftover pizza in my box, man. Hey, let me explain. All right, I specifically remembered my dad saying we were African. I, however, didn't understand the concept of ancestors, okay? I didn't know I wasn't the one in the boat over 150 years ago. He just kept saying us, okay? So I'm over here assuming I'm this 100% purebred African. My logic is, well, we're African, right? So all of the food we eat is obviously African. I'll just grab something out of the fridge. And with that, I brought old microwave pizza in tinfoil as my African delicacy. Do I got any money on me? Just kidding, Cheerio. Calm down. I did not buy any ice cream. Hey, we back on this end card. Let me know what you thought of the video. Seriously, I would really love constructive criticism. I love seeing those comments. Let me know down below how you think I did. I hope you enjoyed the video. I can't say I enjoyed making it because I had that crash, but this is going to be a new era of the Yo 808 channel where these videos are going to be way better. Well, I mean, they have been getting better progressively, so. Anyway, I'm liking this new change. I am going to like having a lot more free time to make these videos, not feeling pressured to upload them a certain time. I feel like that'll be really healthy for me personally, my channel, and the quality of my content. Anyway, shout out to the Twitter gang. Be sure to join the Insta fam. Anyway, shout out to the Twitter gang. Be sure to join the Insta fam. Like, share, and comment, as they always reply to new comments on new vids. And if you, yes, you want to keep messing up my own intro. And if you, yes, you want to join the newest wave on the way to the YouTube animation destination. Holy crap. And if you, yes, you want to join the newest wave on the way to the YouTube animation destination, be sure to subscribe and join the 808 Nation. Peace.
Better have notifications and subscribe, join the 808 Nation. Click the little box on the right for my stories. Hit the box on the left for my tutorial.